I won a game with every mythic and exotic in Battle Royale. This is another crazy video, so get ready because we're immediately hopping into game number 1 where I'm searching for the Mythic Precision SMG. And to make this challenge even harder for me, I'm only allowed to complete 1 mythic at a time, meaning at the bare minimum, I'll have to get 16 wins for this video. Oh, and once I have the mythic I'm trying to complete in a game, I'll only be allowed to carry 1 gun, so this will be quite the challenge. Alrighty, we got the SMG, and I guess I'll have to drop all my other weapons now. So once I got the Mythic Precision SMG, I had to drop all my other weapons. So right now, this wasn't going to be a problem, but I definitely suspected that later on with other mythics, it would be a lot harder. Oh, he is low. One more bullet, please. There we go. Now, unfortunately, this game, the lobby was quite dead, so I wasn't able to get as many kills as I would have liked. But later, I was dropping crazy games left and right. Oh, and throughout this challenge, I'll also be playing some builds, as well as having to pull off crazy clutches with the most annoying bugs possible. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Anyway, soon it was down to just 2 other guys left, and after shockwaving on over, I was able to play the fight perfectly and make it now a 1v1 without me ever taking any damage. Then, all I had to do was get a nice beam on the last guy before completing my first mythic of the challenge. Let's go. So after getting the Precision SMG done first try, I was feeling pretty confident, and after I took out the boss, I got quite lucky and found the Mythic Fury AR, which is one of the more rare mythics that ShogunX can drop. Now he's back in the lobby. Now since my last game I'd only gotten a few kills, I wanted to make up for it, so I locked in and started W-keying. Yo, calm down, mister. 138. I might just push that. I don't know if that was the greatest idea. There we go. Now, I was quite surprised at how well the Mythic Fury was working, especially when I was hip firing it. And I guess other people were scared of me because I somehow managed to make this guy jump to his death. Okay. I killed him. Not because my AR. He just went and jumped to his death, apparently. So after that free kill, the only remaining guys left were all really bad, and I knew I had the win in the bag. Oh, cracked him. 1 guy left. He is crouch walking on over. I think it might be an AI. Oh, it definitely is. So after 2 wins in a row, I wanted to keep the streak going, and even though I got a shotgun, which meant that I didn't have any long-range fighting capabilities, I still went off to try to get as many kills as possible. And I was actually doing really well, and I had discovered a strategy where I just drove up to people in my car, hit them for big damage before they even realized what was happening, and killed them. Oh, I got a scar from him. Gotta chase him. Now, once I finished killing that guy, I kept searching around for other people that I could send back to the lobby. And after a little while, I found this individual who may just have been the Typhoon Blade's biggest fan. Sir, do you know how to play the game? Okay, maybe I exaggerate a little bit, but the guy still didn't use anything else besides the sword during the entire fight, and he wasn't in AI either. Can you die already? There we go. Well, that's the mythic pump done. I was feeling pretty good with 3 wins in a row, and I was kind of hoping that maybe I could try for a 10-win streak or something. But when I saw that my next mythic I had to get a win with was a hunting rifle, I knew that I had to be pretty careful, especially with up-close fights. Of course, this didn't mean I was just gonna camp, and I was still getting a decent amount of kills. Then, a little bit later, I had this fight against this guy who I thought for sure was a bot. Wait, is this a bot, or is this a real guy? Soon it was just down to 2 other guys who for some reason didn't want to fight each other, but I still easily won the game. Oh yeah, Aang's dead. And there we go, hunter rifle done. So in my next game, Godzilla had spawned, so I figured why not try to get the first quad launcher completed. And this was actually a pretty crazy game because I ended up winning with 100% accuracy. Now this was definitely because I was camping the entire game, but I actually have a good reason for that. You see, for whatever reason, rocket ammo isn't in the game, which meant that once I'd used up the 16 ammo that came with the gun, I wouldn't be able to fight. And plus, the quad launcher is rather weak anyways, so I didn't feel like taking 50-50s. I think it's almost time a third party. Let's go. Apparently I didn't miss a single shot on Godzilla. I have 100% accuracy for the entire game. After that game, I unfortunately got a mythic I had already completed from ShogunX, but I wasn't too worried since I knew I would be able to get the mythic fire mask once the floating island had spawned. So until then, I just went off to fight a couple guys to pass the time, and soon enough the island had appeared, and now I had to lock in since using just the fire mask would be really hard. Where's my skull going? Now, the main thing that made this hard was that the skulls didn't really want to hit if my target was moving around too fast. But thankfully, I had the invisibility medallion because I would have 100% died in the final 1v1 if I didn't have it. There we go, 100. There we go, let's go. Fire mask complete. Now, my next game, I switched over to builds to spice things up a bit, but I may have gotten one of the worst guns for build fighting people with. It's the Mythic Ranger. That might be a problem for builds, but I can try. With the Mythic Ranger, I was pretty sure this would probably take more than one try to complete because, let's be honest, you can't really fight up close with it because its hipfire is so bad. But I wasn't gonna let that stop me, so I locked in and tried my absolute hardest to get the win. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but my next game I got lucky, or unlucky depending on how you look at it, because I got the Ranger AR again. This time though, I wasn't taking any chances and went into full rat mode so I can guarantee the win. Where's Zangief? Goes up. Oh. I was definitely surprised the last guy had died a storm like that, but I'd gotten the win, so I loaded into my next game where Fortnite decided to start trolling me by giving me the Mythic Ranger AR for the 3rd time in a row. And then on top of that, I also got the stupid slide bug. Now, I was kind of thinking about backing out the game since the slide bug is so annoying, but I changed my mind when I found one of the more rare mythics I still needed to get a win with, Godzilla Fragment. And since the Godzilla Fragment wasn't a gun, I was allowed to carry one weapon to defend myself with, so I chose a pump. Now, there was no way I was going to fight anybody unless I absolutely had to since I had the slide bug, so I just sat and camped. And a friendly stream sniper had also gotten into my game, and he based up near me and was protecting me. That is a strange looking base, if I do say so myself. So after camping for a bit, and then finding this individual whose game must have crashed or something, it was now endgame and down to just a couple of other guys. Still not dead. And before I knew it, it was a 1v1 for the win. That is not what I meant to do. Whoa, it's not letting me go straight. Well, that is the, Godzilla shards done. After that, I decided to switch back to zero builds, and this game I was going to try to get the Mythic Oni mask complete. And for my one gun I was allowed to use, I chose to use the Mythic SMG. So I started a W key because I wanted to make up for my first game where I completed the Precision SMG, but didn't get nearly as many kills as I would have liked. And this game wasn't crazy or anything, but I still gained an acceptable amount of kills, and I was pretty confident that I could win the game and complete the Mythic Void Oni mask. Then, once I was down to a 1v1, all I had to do was play smart and win the game. Ooh, we got hit by the car. There we go. Now my next game, I went to kill Shogun X and got lucky because this time, instead of giving me another Ranger AR, I got the Twin Fire Shotgun, which is one of the mythics I still needed to get completed. Of course, no sooner had I picked it up than this little rat who had been waiting for me to kill the boss appeared with a sword and tried to take me out. Thankfully, he didn't do damage to me, but when I went to rotate, I discovered something that was most definitely a bug. I'm not sure that's supposed to happen, chat. Godzilla is a little bit far away from the map. Like, what am I looking at? Bro spawned at a height limit. Unfortunately, I didn't get to admire Godzilla flying at max height for too long because the rest of the lobby must have been super oblivious and were all just trying to jump me instead of stopping to take a look in the sky. It wasn't that big of a deal for me though, and I was easily sending all the guys who so desperately wanted to kill me back to the lobby. So after getting a decent amount of kills, I was now down to a 1v1, and I knew that I had to end the game right then and there before my opponent managed to heal back up to full HP. Let's go. Now after that, I decided to try for a mythic a lot of you guys might not know is even in the game. The mythic I'm talking about is none other than the keycard for the vault in Night Shift Forest. I'm not sure why it's considered mythic, whereas all the other keycards in the past have been legendaries, but regardless, I still had to get a win with it. Unfortunately, someone got it before I could this game, but there was still a chance I could snag it before he used it to open up the vault. Okay, I need to just camp this vault door and make sure they don't use it. There we go. Sweet. So once I'd gotten the vault key, I needed to drop all but one of my weapons. I couldn't make up my mind though on what to use, so I let chat decide what the one gun I should use would be. Now after some back and forth discussion, chat decided that I should try to win only using a lock-on pistol, or if I couldn't find it, a railgun. This definitely wasn't gonna be the easiest game for me, but I was totally down for the challenge, so I started searching around for either a railgun or the lock-on pistol. So after a bunch of searching, I finally managed to find a railgun. Now usually they're super common with every AI you killing dropping a purple or gold one, but I guess this game, since I was actually searching for one, Fortnite decided to make them really rare. But at least I had found one, and now all I had to do was win the game. Let's go. So with me streaming all of this challenge, I had a ton of fans who desperately wanted to join in and help, and so eventually I gave in and said that I would play one squads game with them. Thankfully this game I had gotten the Surgefire SMG, which I hadn't completed yet, and the lobby we were in was looking really clueless, so we knew it was time to drop a high kill game. Now unfortunately, the game didn't go exactly to plan because one of my fans lagged out, and then a little later when we were fighting on the Rift Island, another one of my viewers had his PC crash on him. So it was just down to only 2 of us left to win the game, but fortunately the last few teams were all exceptionally bad, and we easily got the dub. Now, with me having completed so many of the mythics from Shogun X already, I only needed to win with the mythic Oni shotgun and its sword. And since this game I was unable to find the Oni, I had to wait until the Rift Island spawned to acquire the mythic Typhoon Blade. Once I had it though, I just couldn't fight as much as I wanted to since the sword would break if I used it too much. This meant that I had to play patient, but it was totally going to be worth it if I ended up winning the game. And soon it was a 1v1, but my Typhoon Blade was getting dangerously low, and getting up close was risky because my opponent had pretty good shotgun aim. But eventually, I managed to hold him in Storm, which let me end up winning the game. Yes, let's go. So that game was pretty close, but I managed to pull through, getting the win, making it so now I only had 2 mythics and 1 exotic left to complete. And in my next game, I found the Chili Chug Splashes. Of course, I let chat decide what weapon I should use again, just like last time with the Mythic Vault Key. And they came to the same conclusion again, that I should try to find either the lock-on pistol or the railgun. Now, I may have gotten a little bit distracted fighting players, and I didn't end up finding a railgun until it was down to a top 3 situation. But chat said that I could still count this game for the Chili Chug Splashes if in my next game I did a lock-on pistol only challenge and got the win. This definitely was going to be hard for me, but I thought it was actually pretty fair considering how I had forgotten to only use 1 weapon while trying to find the railgun for most of the game. So after accepting chat's generous deal, I locked in because I needed to win this game and then win the next game while doing a lock-on pistol only challenge. What kind of play is that? Bro just doubled back. Well, he tried. Now, I didn't play my next game immediately after because I had to get off for the night, but the next day when I went live, I picked right back up where I started and was ready to win the game only using the lock-on pistol so that I could count my win with the Chili Chug Splashes. 250? And so after hitting this really healthy guy for 250 damage without him dying, I encountered this guy who was using his sword to hit me straight through a wall. Thankfully, he was really bad and I was able to take him out, and the remaining guys left in the lobby weren't exactly pros at the game either. Ooh, cracked. Why was he actually challenging that? Yo, 177. I don't know if the lock-on pistol is really this OP or if it's just my aim carrying, but either way, this game was much easier than I had expected it to be. And now it's just down to me and the other guy, but I already beamed him like a crazy amount. And now he's dead. So with that win, I finally had the requirements to count the Chili Chug Splashes, and I went off into my next game to find the Mythic Hollow Twister AR. Now, unfortunately, there was some invincibility bug with the train, and instead of fixing it, Epic Games just vaulted it for the rest of the season. This meant that there was no way for me to actually get the Mythic AR from it, but my chat decided that I could just use a regular Twister AR and still count it. This, of course, was perfectly fine with me, and since the Hollow Twister AR is so good, getting a win with it was very easy. Let's go. So now, I had all of the mythics and exotics complete except 1, and that last remaining mythic was none other than the mythic Oni shotgun, which I hadn't seen a single time during this entire challenge. Now, you'd think it wouldn't be too hard to find it, since all I needed to do was kill Shogun X enough times until I got lucky and got the 1 in 7 chance to get the Oni shotgun. But for whatever reason, I just could not find it. Eventually, I did manage to get it, but fighting with only 2 bullets before you have to reload is really tough, and I got eliminated. I did manage to find the Oni the next day after 2 hours of searching, but we were playing ranked, and unfortunately, we got focused by people on the island when we were in the middle of another fight. I wasn't going to give up though, and a few hours later when I had switched back to solos, I found the Mythic Oni again. Of course, I couldn't just have a normal game, and there were 3 other guys in cars who were only trying to kill me for some reason. Now normally, I would have still easily won, but I also got the slide bug, which basically meant I couldn't sprint or even move around quickly. Then, when I went to rotate, the entire lobby once again focused me. But I didn't become the second biggest Zero Builds YouTuber by giving up, so I kept on searching. Oh, and that reminds me, I'm trying to get more subscribers than Curd Shady, so I'd really appreciate you guys all subscribing, as well as dropping a like on this video so it can go viral. No pressure, of course. Anyways, eventually I got lucky and found it. Oh, what do you know? Finally. After an eternity, I get the Oni shotgun. So with the Mythic Oni finally acquired again, I knew it was time to lock in because I had to get this win no matter what. Oh, he doesn't even know. That's not exactly optimal. Oh, why are you doing that? Dude, there was a guy literally next to you. And after getting focused for most of the entire game, I finally caught a break and got a safe spot inside a bush. There we go. I gotta get him out. There we go. Well, I got the win with Mythic Oni after 4 days of trying. So that's me winning with every Mythic and Exotic in Battle Royale. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see, and I'll see you next time.